Good morning. It's now about 9:30 on Saturday the 2nd of November. I'm Andy and this is my allotment. Now, a slightly different format to normal, as several people have suggested that I should come around the front of the camera for a change. So here I am. This is what I look like. You've heard what I sound like, now you can see whether the face fits the voice that you've been expecting. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick run around the allotment. A lot of things to do today, not got a lot of time because it's only got Saturdays to do work down here today, and this afternoon I've got to be busy elsewhere, so I've got maybe 3 hours. Tidy up the strawberries, put in some bark chip down where the strawberry runners have gone into the beds, possibly lay a few flags and then take it from there. So we'll come back a little bit, I'll turn the camera around onto the allotment and show you what I've done later. See you in a bit. Okay, this is the strawberry bed. As you can see, most of it we've trimmed back, so we've got a few weeds growing, but very small strawberries now. Just the crowns of them coming out. This end, however, is a bit of a jungle. There are runners which have rooted into the ground here on the path, and this just needs all trimming back. So I'll get on with that and come back and show you the difference in a few moments. Okay, as you can see now, the strawberry bed has been cleared back. I've cut the strawberries back to the crowns. Little leaves like this I've left. The runners, the big leaves, have now gone. This is basically winterising the strawberry bed. In doing this, I've uncovered all the herbs I put in here earlier in the year. The oregano here, sorry, the marjoram. The oregano appears to have died back, but I believe it will come back, so hopefully it'll be fine. One thing I did find when I was doing this was down here there's a mint plant growing which I hadn't planted, but from where it was I'm guessing it came in with one of the strawberries I was given. So I've taken that out because mint is something you shouldn't really grow outside of a pot unless you want to have it rampant everywhere. Having said that, I never thought of strawberries as being rampant, but looking at the growth they put on, I might take that back a bit, to be fair. But anyway, the next job is laying wood chip on here, getting some flags down and making it walkable really, so it's not muddy and horrible to walk on. So come back in a few minutes to show you what I do with that. Well, it's now about 11:30 and as you can see I'm sat in the shed as the heavens have opened in the last 10-15 minutes, and basically I wasn't getting anywhere with what I was doing. I was getting drenched. So I've decided to come and sit it out for a little while, give it another 10 minutes maybe, see if it finishes off. I've only got 2 or 3 flags left to lay on that path, so what I'm hoping to be able to do is get the flags down, get the rain when the rain stops, and then show you what I've been doing. I think it looks a lot better, a lot tidier. It's a little sad as well, I suppose, at the end of the year, taking the stuff out that has given you so much fruit and enjoyment in watching it grow, but that's part of life, that's what happens as a gardener. My first real season on the plot, and it's been a hard year. I'm not disputing that, it's been a very hard year, trying to juggle everything all together. The main problem for me this year has been the arrival of a new grandson, as he's taking up a lot more time than I ever dreamed he could possibly do, as we have him every Sunday, so that means that Sundays are now out. He has been down here a couple of times, but he's only 9 months old, so there's not a lot that we can do to keep him entertained while I'm pottering around doing what I need to do down here. So as a result, the weeds are getting long, crops aren't being harvested when they should be, and I've just got to try my damnedest to make the most of the time I've got when I do come down here. So hopefully I'll be able to get a bit more time in over the winter. When he gets a bit older and the weather gets nicer in the spring, we'll bring him down here for the full day, because by that time he'll be just about 1. He might be crawling by then, he might even be walking by then, you never know. But we'll bring him down here because I've now got the shed, and the site has got a composting toilet which will be going up, so my wife's got no problems coming down when that's here, and we can basically keep him entertained as much down here as we could anywhere else, and it means I've got a bit more time to do things. So I'm hoping next year will be easier than this year, but overall I just don't know where the year's gone. 1 minute it was July and the next minute we're in November, and I've got so much stuff to do. I haven't planted any onions yet, no garlic. I'm not doing broad beans this year. I'm going to do them next year instead. That's just a choice of mine. I want to see how it does, as I planted them last year before Christmas and they all died. Having said that, I planted onions last year and they all died as well, so I'm not so sure how I'm going to do the onions. I'm thinking what I'm going to do with them is plant them in modules inside and leave them in the polytunnel. I'll let them grow a bit, and then hopefully when I plant them out as plants 4 or 5 inches tall, if I get them up before the first frost or in a nice gap between the frosts, they'll have a much better chance than they had last year when I lost most of them because of the hard winter. Alternatively, I might plant half out and leave half in the polytunnel just to overwinter in there with a bit of shelter, plant those out later and see how they do. Anyway, it does look like it's stopped raining, so I'm going to give it a try and try and get this path finished and try and show you something before 12 o'clock. Speak to you soon. Okay, it's now just about 12 o'clock. As you can see, I've managed to finish the flagging. The rain has held off long enough for me to get the last few flags in place, and that's the result, which I hope you'll agree looks much better than it did before. A bit sparse, a bit bare in the bed compared to how it was lush and green, but at the end of the day I think I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. I have managed to get one more flag in just there by the side of the polytunnel just to hold the side down. It's quite proud from the flags that are originally down for the bed, because I put some new wood chippings underneath the flag on the right, and the flags on the left have obviously sunk because the wood chippings under there have rotted down. So what I might do is put some more fresh ones under there, lift them up and get it to the same level so there's not a little step going up towards the front of the polytunnel. The plan is to run flagging across the front of the polytunnel and then across the front of the shed, a couple of flags deep, and then in this space here, between, you can see that properly, between the path I'm going to have between this bed and the flags there, I'll have another bed. Fruit bed, probably vines, I don't really know yet, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but that's what I'm thinking at the moment anyway. A couple of small beds with a path in between them, a narrow path, not a 2-foot path, a narrow path. But anyway, and the rain has just started coming down again, so I'm going to sign off now before the camera gets too wet, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Bye for now.